Alright. I've been meaning to do a video like this for a while, or about this for a while, or some type of live or something, but I couldn't bring myself to go live. I'm very camera shy. Anyways, I just feel better doing it this way. But yeah, anyway. I just want to put a small disclaimer out there, that what I'm about to talk about will be very triggering for some people. Even for me, a lot of things are, like kind of hard to touch on sometimes, especially when it involves you publicly putting yourself out there, which is, like, for the most part, I'm very open about myself, about my feelings, and, the things that I go through in my day-to-day life. I probably shouldn't be as open as I am, to be honest, but for the most part, that's just me. Do I regret anything that I ever say? No, not really, because at that moment in time, that's how I really feel. So I'm not going to sit here and, regret how I feel. I know that this year has been a tough one for a lot of people, not just myself, but it's been hard everywhere. And, it seems like shit just keeps happening left and right, But I guess, like, in terms of myself, I'm not saying that I'm any more special than the next person, or that my problems are bigger than the next person. But at the same time, my problems are just that. They're my problems. Therefore, I'm able to feel however the fuck I want to feel about it. So I guess when, you know, touching on that particular subject, is that this year has been one of the most trying years of my entire adult life. You know, it's been very hard emotionally, financially, mentally. Oh God, mentally. you know, a lot has happened. I've endured a lot, and this year isn't even over yet. It's like you wake up and you're thankful to be alive, but it's like, damn, I'm just ready for this shit to be over with. You just ready for the next chapter in life, or whatever that chapter may or may not be. It's just like you're just ready for this segment to be over with, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. My eyes have been open to a lot this past year, and most specifically these past few months. I lost a lot, but at the same time, I guess in turn I gained some level of, like, I've gained a sense of clarity. Not like I'm not saying like I have a full grasp of it yet, but let's just say as things occurred, other things started to make sense, if that makes any sense. And I know I'm rambling. I'm probably going to be all over the place for the next, few minutes. I'm going to try to keep this short, but just try to follow me, for those of you that actually care about watching. But depression has been something that I've dealt with for years, for as long as I can remember. But honestly, at first, as I was a young adolescent, I wasn't quite sure on what it was. Like, I knew it was a thing, but I wasn't exactly sure what it felt like. And I wasn't completely clear on how to go about looking for symptoms in other people. But, of course, I was more ignorant at the time, which is why I feel like it's important to teach kids about about these things, especially depression. I'm not gonna put my, my whole life out there, but uh, a lot of things could have been avoided had I have had the right tools and resources, and had I felt more comfortable to talk to the people that I surrounded myself with day in and day out. I feel like it would have been a lot easier to cope with the things that I was dealing with, at those particular moments in time. Had I just, I'm getting emotional. I told myself I wasn't going to cry, but it looks like it's going to happen anyway. I'm a big ass baby sometimes, so. It's one of those things where it's like all you ever wanted was someone to listen, but it's like you didn't feel safe talking to the people that said that they were there for you because of whatever reason. It's not that, it's not like you're begging for attention, and then it's like when attention pays you, or whatever the case may be. It's just, let me take that back. Let me backtrack, because I'm all over the place. It's like, these people are there for you, but somewhere along the way they prove themselves untrustworthy with the information that you are wanting to express to them. And it doesn't necessarily have to be like this betraying type way. It's just that somewhere along the way, this person has made a comment or a statement on the particular subject that you're wanting to talk to them about, that didn't sit well with you. Or, it's kind of one of those things where it's like, you tried so many times to talk to this particular person or these particular people, and it just kind of ends up the same way, where it's like they either turn it around and make it about themselves, or whatever the case may be, or tell you to pray about it. The same shit we all hear every fucking day. At the end of the day, you get tired of hearing that shit. It's not like you're looking for someone to fix all of your problems, because that's not me. That's not how, I'm not wanting anyone to be Captain Save-A-Ho. But at the same time, it's like all you want is to put this on someone. Have them, someone who's strong enough to take it, someone who can, hear it. And then not just hear it and then just be like, okay, do you feel better? No, bitch. Sometimes I need that feedback, that positive feedback. Now, don't get me wrong. You can be positive all goddamn day. At the end of the day, there is such thing as toxic positivity. I know it's like I'm all over the place, and it's like, well, damn, there's no middle ground with you. That's not what I'm saying. It's just there's a certain way you go about handling these situations, and communication. You know what I'm saying? That's really all it boils down to, is communication. And at the end of the day, all you want someone to do is effectively communicate with you the same way you are effectively communicating with them. And it's like, when you put all of this energy into communicating with people, or like these people will tell you, like, you could come to me, you could talk to me about anything, and once you do that, but the energy isn't reciprocated back to you, you just sitting there ass out looking like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? It's like, okay, I talk to you, yet you either have nothing to say, or you're just looking there just stupid in the face, or you're just not paying attention at some point. Like, at the end of the day, this is why so many people suffer in silence, because you motherfuckers don't know how to communicate. Point blank, period. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? That's why you got motherfuckers offing themselves, excuse my language, but it's the truth. You know what I'm saying? You got people sitting in here like, it's like they want to try with you. They want to give all that they have to you. They want to express all of this shit to you. They don't want to sit here and deal with this shit every day. It's not something we fucking choose to do. But at the same time, we will do it if that means I'm not going to feel worse by talking to you about it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's, for me, this is me speaking personally, that's how it would usually end. Now, don't get me wrong, at this day and age, at this moment in time, I mean, I do have a couple of good people in my corner that I can talk to that have been keeping me sane, to say the least. You know what I'm saying? People that I can trust, people that have gone through the exact same thing that I've gone through and still are dealing with the same things that I'm dealing with. You know, and it's like, I feel like when we come together, because at some point me and, you know, the people I communicate with are very introverted, you know, at some point we are able to come together and grow together, and it's a beautiful freaking thing. But when we're down, we're fucking down. When we're having our moments, bro, like it seems like it's the darkest fucking place on earth. And it's like, we know we have each other, but at the same time, it's like that's when anxiety comes into play. And it's like, I don't want to bother this person, you know, I don't want to be a burden, you know. And I feel like all that darkness in your head that exists in your fucking head just works completely against you and makes you believe the complete opposite of what you know is the truth. You know what I'm saying? And like, yeah, you could fight through that. You could, you know, try to handle that to the best of your abilities. Back in the day, for me personally, that is a hard ass fucking battle to fight every day, day in and day out. You know, I have to go to work and put this. Honestly, I don't even smile much these days. You know what I'm saying? Like, it actually hurts to fucking smile. Like, what type of shit is that? You know what I'm saying? You know, they say laughter is the key to shit, but it's like, well, bitch, I'm so goddamn unhappy. I don't even know what the fuck. It's like laughter isn't second nature to me anymore. And it's very sad to say, and I hate that feeling. You know what I mean? And it's just like, things could always be a lot worse. I get that. I understand that. But it's like, once you've gone through the fucking ringer, which this year I have, y'all. God, I have. It just takes a certain toll on you emotionally. And it's like, I'm to the point now where I literally feel numb about everything. It's like, what is emotion? What does that even mean? You know what I'm saying? And that's very weird for me to say because, you know, if you're into this kind of thing, astrological signs and all that bullshit, I'm a Pisces, you know. We are naturally emotional people. You know what I'm saying? So that's not okay. That's very odd for me to feel like, okay, disconnected from reality, disconnected from emotions, you know what I'm saying? Because it's like, what are you doing besides existing? And it's like daily, you know, daily I fight these dark ass thoughts. Like, I do have suicidal tendencies, you know, every day. I fight that shit, you know, but it's like there I have these little brief moments where it's like, you know, the light shines through and it's like, okay, we gonna make this work. Everything's gonna be okay. And it's like these small little instances. But for the most part, for me personally, and this is just shit that I gotta work on, and I have a whole lot of work to do. I get it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, all it takes is just my day to go completely to shit. And it's like, what the fuck? You know, like I had like today, like I had plans, you know, to handle the small things that usually take a lot out of me. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, as soon as shit starts going left, it's like a domino effect, it feels like. And it's like you trying to hang in there, but it's so goddamn hard. So you just like, fuck it at the end of the fucking day, you know what I'm saying? And from that point on, that roller coaster just keeps going down, 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 down. And it's like, you just waiting for the moment where the dip just finally starts to curve up, you know, like if you're on a roller coaster. But it's like that moment never fucking happens. It just keeps going down, down, down. And it's like, at that point in the day, it's hard to hang on. It's hard to hang on to the light. It's hard to see it. It's hard to acknowledge that it's there, you know. So what I didn't realize I was doing, I was developing these attachments to things or people that made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, because at least I knew that this particular thing or this particular person would make me feel better, even though that this person may have been the most toxic person in my life. I'm not throwing shade on anybody. I'm just, speaking metaphorically. It's just like, this person might be the most toxic person in my life. This person might be the reason for why I feel the way I fucking feel. But at the same time, that attachment that I developed with that person is it's kind of like an addiction. If if you could follow me, it's like, oh well, this person is still here, so I guess that's okay. It's like bargaining with yourself. Like, okay, it's like, your self-worth, you're better than this, you're worth more than this. You know what I'm saying? You deserve more than this. But at some point, that darkness is just like, but this is okay for right now. So what you talk about? What you trying to do more for? Besides, if you try to do more, there's a slight chance that you might lose it, or it might not be attainable. If you want this, you definitely go have to hurt just to get here. And it's like, nobody wants to fucking hurt. So it's like, naturally, as humans, we navigate around that shit. Anything that may cause us harm or pain. But what we fail to realize is us trying to navigate around that shit only hurts us even more. You feel me? So it's like, that's what I've been doing for years, for a long ass time. And I've taken full responsibility for that shit. So it's like, now I'm going through it. I'm going through the pain. I'm going through the trying times. And I get that life is not easy. I'm not saying this shit's supposed to be easy. And I know this ain't no journey that's gonna be paved with smooth ass roads. You feel me? So it's like, but in that moment where you're going through it, it's like, at the beginning of it all, you're like, yeah, I'm ready, I could do this. But in the dead fucking middle of the shit, you like, well, fuck. Like, I wasn't expecting none of this shit. And that's perfectly fine. That's normal. It's just, god damn. Like, that's why it's important to have reliable people. Positive people, but people who also understand that maybe trying to laugh shit off all the fucking time ain't the thing that you need at that moment. People who realize, like, okay, let me bring myself down by trying to be all chipper, trying to make her laugh, or blah 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 blah. She just needs somebody to listen, and she needs somebody to give her some type of feedback. You know what I'm saying? Like, people who understand what it's like to slip into that dark place, but that doesn't try to force anything on anybody. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you can't force happiness on somebody. And that's what the fuck you motherfuckers need to understand. Like, I get that, positivity will go a long way. A smile will go a long way. But y'all motherfuckers be trying to force happiness on people. And it's just not something that's possible. Well, maybe in some of y'all's world it is, but that's a whole nother story for another day. But over here in my world, no. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I said, at the end of the day, the real work has to be done inside with me. You know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean that I can't try to cope with this in other ways. That I can't, express. And that's the thing. Sometimes it takes you expressing shit, venting shit, just for you to gain a better clarity of whatever the fuck it is that you're dealing with at that moment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, for me, my thoughts run rampant all the fucking time. And it's like, you feel so alone, and you feel like people don't really understand that. Like, I know that there's a big percentage of overthinkers out there. I just so happen to be one of them motherfuckers. But it's just, my point is, pretending can only last for so long. People can only suffer in silence for so long before they start to go fucking crazy and lose their mental. Maybe crazy isn't the best word for me to use, but that's what it feels like. I was having a moment like that not too long ago, hence why I'm making this video. And it's like, I felt like I wanted to talk to certain people, but it's just like it either wasn't happening or I wasn't getting the responses that I wanted. So it just made me hurt more. So really, I guess this is just like a PSA on, and letting y'all know like what it's like in the mind of a person who overthinks, who does deal with depression, who deals with anxiety, who deals with suicidal thoughts daily. You know what I'm saying? And that shit ain't healthy. It's like I'm at war with myself every fucking day, and it's exhausting. It's really exhausting when you feel like you can't express yourself to certain people that you are close with, because all of that I just described makes you feel like a burden. And sometimes all you want is for someone to call you up out of the blue, which I have, like my homie Keisha, like I'm gonna shout you out right now. Like you called me the other day, but I just when I'm in that dark space, sometimes I just don't want to. I can't. It's not that I don't want to. I just can't actually talk. I can't muster up the energy to actually to effectively communicate whatever it is that I'm going through at that particular moment in time. So y'all forgive me when that happens. I know it's like, damn, Chelsea, like, it's black and it's white, it's like you all in the gray, and, like, what do you want, bitch? Bitch, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck I want. Honestly, I feel like, I know this all may sound crazy, and it's like, I have tried to, seek therapy many times, but, alright, sorry, y'all, my video stopped, but ultimately, it just boils down to finances. So that's my own problem to deal with. There's other ways around that. It's just me, you know, getting the energy to actually, effectively do that. So anyway, I already rambled on a bit longer than what I initially wanted to. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this video. And I'm gonna leave, the comments on and shit on this. Like, so I actually want to see what y'all have to say about this situation. If there's anybody out there that feels, the same way I do, then, I don't think there's anything wrong with letting it be known. I mean, suffering in silence is the problem. And that's something that we want to stop. So I guess it feels better to know that there's other people that deal with the same things you do. So maybe, we can all communicate with each other. So yeah, leave your comments, share the video if you feel, whatever. But yeah, I hope everyone has a good evening.